When Nintendo launched the Game Boy in 1989, it was not just selling a handheld console. It was selling the promise of console-quality experiences in the palm of your hand. Among the Game Boy's launch titles, Super Mario Land stood out as both a showcase of what the hardware could achieve and a fascinating experiment within Nintendo's most famous franchise. Though often overshadowed by its bigger console cousins, Super Mario Land occupies a unique and important place in video game history. Unlike other Mario adventures, Super Mario Land departed from the familiar Mushroom Kingdom setting. Instead, players explored Sarasaland, a mysterious land divided into 4 kingdoms: Birabuto, Muda, Easton, and Chai. Mario's quest was not to save Princess Peach, but Princess Daisy, who made her first appearance here and would later become a recurring character in the Mario franchise. This shift in characters and setting gave Super Mario Land an experimental quality, an alternate take on the Mario formula. At first glance, Super Mario Land appears to be a condensed version of Super Mario Bros., featuring side-scrolling platforming, Goomba-like enemies, and power-ups such as the Super Mushroom and Fire Flower. Yet, closer inspection reveals how distinct it is. The traditional Fire Flower was replaced with the Superball Flower, which allowed Mario to throw bouncing projectiles that ricocheted off surfaces. This small but significant change altered the rhythm of combat and puzzle solving. Perhaps the boldest innovation came in the form of the game's shooter-style levels. Twice during the adventure, Mario pilots a submarine and an aeroplane, turning the game temporarily into a scrolling shoot-'em-up. These sections were unprecedented in a Mario title and remain a standout example of the Game Boy's versatility. Given the Game Boy's modest hardware, a monochrome screen, simple sound chip, and limited memory, Super Mario Land was necessarily compact. Each of the 4 worlds contained just 3 stages, making the entire game completable in under an hour. Despite its brevity, the game's design showcased remarkable economy. Levels were tightly constructed, enemies were imaginative, and the music delivered unforgettable earworms that have lived on in fan remixes and later Nintendo concerts. The graphics, while simple, were clean and functional. Mario himself appeared more angular than his NES counterpart, but the sprite work was readable and charming on the small screen. The limited visuals and sound were not seen as drawbacks. Rather, they emphasized the Game Boy's identity as a portable companion rather than a console replacement. Super Mario Land sold over 25 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling titles on the Game Boy. It proved that Nintendo's handheld could deliver marquee experiences, setting the stage for portable gaming's explosion in popularity. Though later Mario handheld titles, such as Super Mario Land 2, would expand on its ideas with larger worlds and refined graphics, the original remains significant for its boldness and charm. Today, Super Mario Land is remembered as both a curiosity and a cornerstone. Its quirks, the Superball Flower, shooter levels, and Egyptian-inspired enemies, give it an identity distinct from any other Mario game. More importantly, it demonstrated that handheld games could be more than scaled-down versions of console titles. They could stand on their own terms, offering unique twists tailored to the hardware. Super Mario Land was more than a launch title. It was a statement of intent for the Game Boy, demonstrating that Nintendo could take its most beloved franchise and adapt it for a new context without losing its essence. For players in 1989, it was proof that Mario could be carried in a pocket. For players today, it remains a fascinating glimpse into Nintendo's willingness to experiment with its icons while embracing the limitations and possibilities of new technology.